be advised, the opinions and views of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Hi, hello, my name is Harry Tambotko and welcome to our program. Yes, the title of the program is Politics Today, and that's exactly what we're going to try and talk about. Now, before we begin, there's a saying, to err is human. Exactly that, meaning straight to the point, pwede po tayo magkamali kasi tama nga naman tao tayo. Now, let's talk about the news and media. Let's talk about the current situation and the politics of today. Basically, we have a sitting president. In about 2 days, 3 days will be the first 100 days. We've also had to analyze exactly the bacon that was brought back from the United States. Basically, that's going to be the title of our show, Analyzing the U.S. Trip. But before we go into that discussion, I'd like to bring out basically a specific fact. One, the word truth. I wonder if you and I can really handle the truth and if we know what is true. Media tells us, based on fact, the word fact, that this is exactly what's happening. Now, unless we see it on TV, live as it was, just like that siege in Luneta, we make our own decisions as to who bungled, who made a mistake, or whatever news that's coming out because we see it. There's no real annotation on top or editorial. Other than that, print, broadcast, radio, and TV, mind you, is being supported by what you call the annotators with editors, copywriters that bring this about. Now let's forget, news, when it is incomplete, is incorrect. News, because it's presented by human beings, is also biased. Either way, to err is human. You know, there's that movie, Can You Handle the Truth? Well, that's the problem. We like to promote the truths in media, just like mainstream media has been promoting it. Now, it is not our role in GNN to basically go after any politician or the administration. However, being Talk News TV, and our role being journalists at this point, broadcast journalists, we sit and we discuss specific issues. Sometimes it may not go in the right direction for those who belong to a specific portion or side. What we do is we bring out and help analyze specific events and try to come out with the truth. The truth, of course, at the end of the day, after we convey to the best of our ability what it is left with you. And that's exactly our responsibility, especially on this program. As our guest, we've got Professor Gil Santos from the International School on Lyceum. We've also have Ambassador Ray Arcilla to help us analyze all these issues, especially on President Aquino's latest trip from the United States. Hello, gentlemen. Good evening. Thank you very much for being here in GNN. Alam mo, we're late 3 weeks. We were supposed to sit in this. Ladies and gentlemen, we were supposed to do this 2 weeks ago. But the studio was not ready. And then last week, there was a big event in Lyceum, which you had to grace, both of you. So I had Herman Chu sit down with me, and we did the first 100 days. Let's go straight to the trip na lang muna, no? If we have more time, let's go to the 100 days. Analysis that you wish to promote? Gentlemen?
Okay. We have to look at this and from the point of view of the bystander, the citizen. What exactly did he bring home? See, let's take one item: $434 million worth of what they call the bacon, which is a grant from the
Millennium
Challenge Corporation. You know, that is something that was already there and just ready for the picking. And coincidentally, it was he who signed it. Now, in fairness to everybody, that was negotiated before his time. I mean, by the previous administration. Then you have to work out something there. 434 is not given to you in one plunking. No, it's not in one sitting. It's over a span of 5 years. So we now have to see where this thing goes, where the money goes, and for how much every year of the 5 years.
You're talking $87 million.
Yes, yes, something like that. You see, so that is the truth about it. You know,
and where that goes, if I'm not mistaken, it's already been discussed that it was put on the newspaper on one of the editors.
Yeah,
it's basically most of it is being used basically for talks forums that go down to Mindanao. If I'm not mistaken, that's exactly where it's going with the GEM project, if I'm not mistaken.
Because
puro doon na lang pupunta naman yan eh.
It's supposed to be, and the GEM is, by the way, is foreign.
US. It's
yeah.
USA.
Yeah. And what happens there is it's supposed to be building your capacity to help yourself, pull up yourself by your own bootstraps, so to speak. But if it doesn't do that, actually, it was Obama who said something about that indirectly at the opening of the General Assembly of the United Nations. He said that the days of the dole-outs for all those countries receiving American aid is over, because now they will give aid only to those who help themselves. In short, you don't have a program that says, I am putting up my efforts towards self-capacity building. You don't get anything. So this is now where the government, the Noynoy Aquino government, will have to be extra careful. Is it meaningful? Is the project meaningful? So this has to undergo a lot of scrutiny. See, and he is going to need all the help he can, both from the academe, the business, and even the NGOs, because you have to take into account all the stakeholders in Mindanao, for example.
Di ba yung 87 million naman, you correct me if I'm wrong, no? Pero ginagamit ng GEM yan basically to promote American interests and the social benefits or the presence of America in Mindanao. We already know why they're in Mindanao. Well, we trade naman basically with China, hindi na America. Let's face it. America giving money out, come on, they're the ones who need it more right now at this point, di ba? Let's face it.
And they're not going to give it unless it serves their interest.
Exactly. Kayo, Ambassador, smiling face there.
As you probably know, I was not at all in favor of
the travel.
The trip.
Yes.
For now, you mean?
So early in his presidency. Because they claimed they brought home the bacon like what you're talking about
$2.6 billion supposed. No, 2.6 billion, right?
Yeah.
Yes. One for America, for Coca-Cola, and the 1.6 is a syndication of many investments, but business into private.
Yeah.
The thing is, they're not yet a done deal,
No.
As the American ambassador said, he himself was happy about his talks with the businessmen, and that he is also eager to see how things will come out. Well, like him, I will not be jumping for joy now until I see the color of their money being actually poured in.
Why are you against
because
going to America and visiting the United Nations? Let's go straight into the meat. Now, I can tell because we've already, I've read your column.
Yeah.
And it's obvious you pointed out very clearly, but I'd like to have the viewers figure this out.
If you will recall, they made the UN address as the main reason for his going there, to make his debut in the international stage.
It wasn't the hot dogs, no? Okay,
well,
go ahead, continue. That was just a comical relief.
Even that early, even before he left, I said he will be addressing a half-empty chamber. And he did.
Yeah.
I mean, what did he expect? After all, Wen Jiabao, the Prime Minister of China himself, was addressing a half-empty chamber. But the point is, talking about his international debut, or that has already been done by, CNN, Fox News, by all the international networks. Yeah. So there's really no need for him to go there just to address the UN General Assembly. As it were, his speech was, not really that great.
What was wrong with addressing the United Nations? After all, it was...
There's nothing wrong, but to spend 25 million pesos just to be able to address the General Assembly. Of course, later on they said that his going there also was intended to generate jobs for the Filipinos, but that will not happen.